Hello and welcome to Storm Raven Studios. In this week we're looking at the third week in starting a Deathwing army. Okay, so as the title suggests, we're now week 3 of collecting the Dark Angels Deathwing army, and we've got quite a bit to go through today because I've done so many little different bits. So gonna start with the Dreadnought. So this guy is completely finished. I've spent about 10 hours completing this model. So he's all done, based, varnished, everything. Okay, I'm going to go through the bases a little bit in a minute. So really glad how this has come out. The thing that I've learned while painting him, because I've got a Leviathan Dreadnought to do, and I wanted to do this one first just to get the processes done, is I spent quite a lot of time, I think a couple of hours, on the airbrush getting the colours down. And to be brutally honest, apart from the bits underneath there, I've painted over all of it, so I don't think it was worth the airbrush time, but that's a lesson learned for when I do my next one. So really like how the greens popped on this one, love the transition of the bone colour. Yeah, just really happy how he turned out. So that's that one done and completed. So that's the first one. The second thing that I've spent a bit of time on this week is the Chaplain model. I'll throw a picture up of the before picture in a minute, and this is obviously the after with the brown stuff on his cloak. Really didn't like how the cloak turned out. When I started painting it looked like he was wearing a dressing gown, so I've changed it quite a bit. I've spent probably about an hour doing the brown stuff, and then I spent probably 2 hours just getting some colours down. It's not finished in any way, shape or form with the cloth. These are just the starting colours, okay? So that's him done as well. With that, like I said, a little bit happy with how that turned out. I think in hindsight I put too much brown stuff on, but for the next one, you know, again, it's a little bit of a learning curve, so at this point I'm happy with how he has come out. So that's that one. Started with the Land Raider as well, so I already had the bits clipped out, so I spent a few hours painting this. Just getting some base colours down at the moment. It looks a bit of a mess, but you know, when you paint models, the reality is sometimes it looks worse before it looks better. So that's where I'm at with this at the moment. Done the inside in just a couple of sub-assemblies. In hindsight, wish I kept this bit separate. I don't know why I glued it like this, but it is what it is. So that's that one moment. Again, from doing the Dreadnought, didn't really want to use the airbrush for this, hence why I'm painting it, because I don't think it saves a huge amount of time. So that's that one. Then I'm just going to grab obviously the bases. I've done a couple of bases. This is one's for the Chaplain. And obviously the Dreadnought. It's taken me a couple of hours to do these bases. So these are brown stuff discs that I've got from Green Stuff World using a roller. And then on the Dreadnought, just get this one back in. As you can see, I've added, let's get that focus. As you can see, I've added a little bit of extra on the bottom. Those bits are resin molds from Green Stuff World. This one is their factory set. So basically all you do is, I don't know if the focus, there you go. All you do is you fill these with UV resin and then let it cure. I just put it in, I got like a little homemade chamber that I use. And then basically what you get is loads of little gribbly bits. So various different, I'm just going to tip some of these out, various different bits and pieces. What's really cool with this set is you get, so the frames for some stuff. So for example, you got this frame, and then you can put a piece in the middle. Let's get that focus, there you go. So yeah, so that's what I used on the base. Really what I found with the bigger bases is it looks like you got it all nice and smooth until you use the roller, and then you can see like an indentation there, it hasn't set properly there. So I can use some of those bits just to hide these mistakes. So that's that. I spent, well, these are already printed, these are already done before, so don't really need to worry about those. The last thing that I've done this week, I'm just going to probably throw a picture up while I'm getting those out of the way, was this bad boy. So in my previous video I made a massive mistake, and that was I didn't wash the mold release agent off of the Dreadnought, and it wasn't until I was airbrushing it, because I wanted to do a black undercoat, that I realised what happened, until it was too late. So just throw those ones through. So what I had to do was to strip this down, and I'm absolutely blown away by how good it's come out. Yes, there's still some black undercoat, but that's not really an issue because it's in all the hard to reach places anyway, which I'm just going to paint over with silver on most of those. So massively happy with how it came out. It took about 3 hours to do, and I will be doing a video at some point on how I did it and the processes that I did, but I'll quickly run through it now so you guys have a quick idea. First bit was obviously the stripper. So I got myself some AK Interactive paint stripper. This was about 10-15 quid, and basically what we did was we took the stripper, we put it into a container, and then got a toothbrush, got as much off as we could with a toothbrush, then washed it all off, so dunked it in water, and then cleaned it, the paint stripper, off with water, which obviously removed more of the paint as well, which was really cool. We had to put it in for another pass, again back into the water, clean it all off, and then what we did for the final bit was to get a cotton bud, dip it into clean paint stripper, and just rub over all of the model. Now what I will say is it does soften the model, so you've got to be careful of how much you actually use it. You can't soak it for a huge amount of time. There was a little piece, I think it was on here, this bit here, that started to get soft, and we actually had some of this resin actually come off, so that was there. So just be very mindful not to soak it for a huge amount of time. I would, like I said, what we did, we used a toothbrush, clean it off with water, second pass, clean it off with water, and then Q-tip, because what you find is these areas don't actually come back to this grey. There's a little bit of, I think it'd probably sit better on this, there's this little bit of residue left on this, on the resin. So what we did was we removed as much of that as we could with a cotton bud, and again just clean it, give it a really good rinse afterwards, and then let it dry. Left it overnight, and the plastic seemed to, the resin was a little bit tacky, but now it's absolutely solid and no problems. So a massive recovery with this, which obviously you guys know how expensive these models are, so really happy that this came out. The magnets pretty much stayed in. I think I had to re-glue, I think about 3 magnets back in, but but other than that, no issues whatsoever. So that was an absolute win for me with that one. So that does it for this video, guys. Again, it's more of a show and tell video than painting processes. At the moment, I spent about 21 hours this week, so we are looking at 75 hours in total so far at the end of week 3. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, please hit the bell, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.